Welcome back to Two-Wheel Culture, where we dive deep into the machines that define freedom, power, and soul on two wheels. Today, we're rolling back in time but with a modern heartbeat to talk about something truly special, the 2026 Harley-Davidson Flathead. Yes, you heard that right. Harley's resurrected one of its most iconic engines, blending 1930s nostalgia with 21st century performance and craftsmanship. This bike isn't just a motorcycle, it's a living tribute to Harley's roots and a statement that heritage and innovation can ride side by side. Now, let's get into what makes the 2026 Flathead a masterpiece for both the old-school purists and the new-age riders craving authenticity. At first glance, the 2026 Flathead looks like it's been ripped straight out of a museum, but look closer and you'll see Harley's genius engineering at work. The overall silhouette screams vintage. A low-slung frame, exposed engine fins, leather solo seat, wide handlebars, and spoked wheels. Everything about it captures that 1930s spirit. But beneath this retro skin lies a thoroughly modern machine, built for today's roads and riders. Harley's design team calls it heritage reimagined, and that phrase couldn't be more fitting. The centerpiece, of course, is the new generation Flathead V-twin engine, a completely re-engineered version of the legendary side-valve motor that powered early Harleys nearly a century ago. But don't be fooled by its old-school look. This isn't a museum piece, it's a 1,200cc air and oil-cooled beast producing around 80 horsepower and a whopping 95 pound-feet of torque. That low-end grunt is pure Harley soul, smooth, deep, and full of character. To recreate the unmistakable Flathead sound, Harley used modern combustion tuning while retaining that distinctive uneven idle. Fire it up, and you're greeted with a mechanical symphony that feels more like a heartbeat than an exhaust note. It's raw, rhythmic, and emotionally exactly what you'd expect from a machine carrying one of the most iconic names in Harley history. But where this bike truly shines is in how Harley blends tradition with tech. The 2026 Flathead features ride-by-wire throttle, selectable riding modes, and traction control, all subtly integrated so they don't take away from the vintage vibe. You also get a hidden USB-C port, LED lighting disguised behind classic housings, and a small digital cluster that sits neatly inside a round analog-style speedometer. It's the perfect balance of the look of the past, powered by the intelligence of the present. Now, let's talk about the ride itself. The chassis has been re-engineered using Harley's lightweight steel tube frame, designed to mimic the hardtail look but with modern suspension cleverly hidden underneath. This means you get that classic rigid aesthetic while actually enjoying a comfortable, well-damped ride. Up front, Harley uses a 41mm inverted fork with adjustable compression and rebound, while the rear gets a cleverly concealed monoshock setup with preload adjustability. On the road, the Flathead feels surprisingly nimble for a retro cruiser. It's not about corner carving or high-speed runs, it's about connection. The throttle response is buttery smooth, and the engine delivers torque instantly. You can ride this thing at 60 miles per hour all day long, feeling every pulse through the seat, pegs, and bars. It's visceral, a reminder of what riding used to feel like before electronics and aerodynamics took over the experience. Harley also equipped the 2026 Flathead with modern braking hardware, a dual 300mm discs up front with 4-piston calipers and a single rear disc, paired with cornering ABS. The wheels are wrapped in specially developed retro-style Dunlop tires that provide the right blend of grip and vintage aesthetic. One of the most charming aspects of this bike is the attention to detail. Harley didn't just slap a Flathead badge on a softail and call it a day. They went all in. You'll notice the ribbed valve covers, polished pushrod tubes, exposed tappets, and hand-painted pinstriping on the tank. The fuel tank itself even features a replica of the old-school mechanical fuel gauge, except now, it's digital underneath the glass. Everywhere you look, the craftsmanship feels deliberate. The leather seat is made from hand-stitched American hide, the fenders are steel, not plastic, and even the exhaust system, a dual fishtail setup, is tuned to mimic the deep burble of the original 1930s Flathead. This isn't nostalgia for nostalgia's sake, it's a celebration of Harley's legacy brought back to life for modern roads. Performance-wise, Harley aimed for authenticity, not lap times. The Flathead tops out at around 110 miles per hour, with most of its power accessible in the mid-range. That means effortless highway cruising, powerful roll-ons, and that unmistakable Harley rumble that makes every throttle twist addictive. The 6-speed transmission is smooth but deliberate, giving each shift a satisfying mechanical feel. Fuel efficiency isn't the focus here, but Harley claims around 48 miles per gallon, thanks to a redesigned combustion chamber and improved fuel injection system. The 4.5-gallon tank gives you a solid 200 miles of range, more than enough for weekend rides or daily commutes with style. Harley's also offering 3 trims for the Flathead: the Standard, the Heritage Edition, and the Custom Deluxe. The Standard comes with chrome accents and minimal paintwork, while the Heritage Edition gets premium finishes, vintage logos, and a serialized plaque on the frame. The Custom Deluxe, on the other hand, is purate, featuring two-tone paint, brass detailing, and limited edition leatherwork. As for price, Harley-Davidson has positioned the 2026 Flathead as a premium heritage machine. The starting price is around $18,999 for the base model, while the Heritage Edition sits closer to $21,999, and the Custom Deluxe crosses the $24,000 mark. Sure, it's not cheap, but for a motorcycle that bridges nearly a century of Harley history, it's a collectible as much as it is a ride. So, who is the 2026 Harley-Davidson Flathead for? It's for the rider who appreciates where motorcycling came from, the kind of person who doesn't need 200 horsepower or launch control, who rides for the feeling, not the lap time. It's for those who believe a motorcycle should have soul, texture, and a voice of its own. In a world full of electric bikes, digital dashboards, and sterile powertrains, the Flathead stands out as something profoundly different. It reminds us that motorcycling was and still is about freedom, character, and the connection between rider and machine. The 2026 Flathead isn't just another retro-inspired cruiser, it's a time machine that lets you live the golden era of Harley-Davidson with modern reliability and safety. It's proof that you can honor tradition without getting stuck in the past. So, if you've been waiting for a Harley that combines the grit of the 1930s with the refinement of today, your wait is over. The 2026 Harley-Davidson Flathead is here to make history roar once again. Thanks for watching Two Wheel Culture. If you loved this deep dive into Harley's newest classic, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring that bell so you don't miss out on more reviews, rides, and stories from the world of motorcycles. Ride safe, stay free, and as always, keep your culture on two wheels.